Hello children, good morning. We have studied the lesson Indigo. We also discussed short answer type questions as well as extract based questions which carry 2 marks or 1 mark each for these questions. But now we are going to take up long answer type questions which has got more weightage. So these questions carry 5 marks. So let us discuss these questions as well as answers. Question number 1. Who was Rajkumar Shukla? What did he want from Gandhiji? Rajkumar Shukla was a peasant from Champaran. He visited Gandhiji in the year 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India. He wanted that Gandhiji should accompany him to his village in Champaran district. He described Gandhiji about himself and his district. He told Gandhiji the peasants of Champaran were sharecroppers. Rajkumar Shukla was illiterate but resolute. He had come to the Congress session to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, and somebody told him to speak to Gandhiji. At that time, Gandhiji was very busy. Rajkumar Shukla accompanied him everywhere in India. So he accompanied him wherever Gandhi went. For weeks, he never left Gandhiji's side. Impressed by the sharecropper's tenacity, determination, and story, Gandhi said, I have to be in Kolkata on such and such a date. Come and meet me and take me from there. Shukla reached at the appointed spot in Calcutta. When Gandhiji arrived, he waited till Gandhiji was free. Then Gandhiji went with him to Patna by train. Question number 2. What information did Gandhiji get about the sharecropping system in Champaran? So this question is dealing with the system of sharecropping of indigo which existed in Champaran districts. The chief commercial crop of Champaran was indigo. The British landlords compelled all the tenants to plant 15% of their holdings with indigo and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. So what was the agreement? The agreement was that the British landlords forced all the tenants to plant 15% of their land holdings with indigo and surrender the entire crop as rent. This was done by a long-term contract. Then the landlords came to know that the Germany had developed synthetic indigo. Now producing natural indigo was not at all profitable. Very cunningly, the British landlords obtained agreements from the sharecroppers to pay them compensation for being released from the 15% agreement. Many sharecroppers signed it willingly while the others engaged lawyers. The landlords hired thugs. Meanwhile, the information about synthetic indigo reached the illiterate peasants who had paid the compensation. They wanted their money back. Question number 3. Describe Gandhiji's visit at Muzaffarpur. Gandhiji decided to go to Muzaffarpur, which was ended to Champaran. He wanted to obtain more information about the conditions there. So he wanted to collect information about the conditions of the peasants. He stayed for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, who was a teacher in government school. It was not an ordinary thing during those days for a government professor to harbor or to give a shelter to a man like him. In smaller localities, the Indians were afraid to show sympathy for the advocates of Home Rule. The news of the advent of Gandhiji spread quickly to Champaran and Muzaffarpur. Sharecroppers, these are the peasants, in large number came to see their champion. And who is their champion? Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji talked to the lawyers about the court cases of the sharecroppers. They briefed him about the cases and also reported him about the size of their fees. Gandhiji chided the lawyers for collecting big fees from the sharecroppers. He said that it was useless to go to the courts when the peasants were so crushed and fear stricken. Question number 4. Describe the incident related to Motihari, or how can you say that? The civil disobedience was succeeded first time in modern India. Ganchi visited British official commissioner of Trihut division. He tried to bully Gandhiji. He tried to threaten Gandhiji and ordered him to leave Trihut immediately. Gandhi proceeded to Motiari, the capital of Champaran. A large number of people greeted him at the railway station. A report came that a peasant had been maltreated in a nearby village. Gandhiji decided to go there. Gandhi was given a notice to leave Champaran immediately. Gandhi signed the receipt and wrote on it that he would disobey the order. As a result, Gandhiji was ordered to present in the court the next day. The next morning, a lot of peasants had gathered in the town of Motiari to support Gandhiji. The officials had to seek Gandhiji's help to control the crowd. However, they got the clear message that the Indians couldn't be ordered in their own country. The government was baffled. They wanted to postpone the trial. Gandhi protested against it. He told the court that he was not a lawbreaker, but he had duties towards his countrymen. In the end, the judge said he would not deliver any judgment for several days. Gandhi was allowed to remain at liberty. After a few days, the case against him was dropped. The civil disobedience succeeded for the first time in modern India. Question number 5. Why is the Champaran episode considered to be the beginning of the Indian struggle for independence? Gandhi thought that the problem of the sharecroppers could be solved within a few days, but he stayed there for months. The landlords were compelled to refund some of the money they extracted or extorted from the peasants illegally, and also they had to part with their prestige. Eventually, they abandoned their estates. They abandoned their estates means they left their estates which were reverted to the peasants. So peasants got back their land. The peasants came to know that they had rights and the defender of their rights. They were the defenders of their rights and they could defend their rights. Before that, the planters had behaved as lords above the law. The government was compelled to bow before Gandhiji and the case against him was dropped. The civil disobedience was succeeded for the first time in India. Therefore, the Champaran episode is considered as the beginning of the Indian struggle for independence. Question number 6. Gandhiji's loyalty was not a loyalty to abstract concepts. It was loyalty to living human beings. Why did Gandhiji continued his stay in Champaran even after indigo sharecropping disappeared? Gandhiji was able to win the Battle of Champaran for the poor sharecroppers. They got their land back from the British landlords. But Gandhiji continued his stay there. Gandhiji saw the cultural and social backwardness in the Champaran villages and wanted to do something about it. Many of his disciples joined him in this noble cause. His youngest son and his wife also arrived there from the ashram. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages. Kasturba taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Health conditions of those villagers were miserable. Gandhi got a doctor who volunteered to help these villagers. He offered his services for 6 months. 3 medicines were available: castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. Anybody who showed a coated tongue was given a dose of castor oil. Anybody with malaria fever received quinine and castor oil. Anybody with skin eruptions received ointment with castor oil. Gandhiji's loyalty was not a loyalty to abstractions. It was a loyalty towards human beings. His politics was intertwined with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions of people. Question number 7. Very important question. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhiji's life. Elucidate. Gandhiji considered the Champaran episode a turning point in his life. His revolutionary vision inspired many people. The episode was linked with day-to-day problems of the poor peasants of Champaran. They were compelled by the British landlords to crop indigo in 15% of their total holdings and surrender the entire harvest as rent. When they discovered that synthetic indigo had been developed by Germany, they no longer needed the harvest of the peasants, but they hid this fact from the peasants. Instead, they demanded compensation from the poor peasants to release them from the 15% agreement. Some signed willingly, while others engaged lawyers. The landlords hired thugs. Gandhi helped the poor peasants by protesting against civil disobedience. At last, he was successful in freeing the peasants from the exploitation. Many other movements took place after that. It also meant the victory of civil disobedience for the first time in India. Question number 8. Why was Gandhiji against taking help from C.F. Andrews or Charles Freer Andrews? What values of life are conveyed by this? Early in the Champaran action, C.F. Andrews, the English pacifist, peace lover, pacifist, became Gandhiji's devoted follower. He came to bid Gandhiji farewell before leaving for his duty to the Fiji Islands. Gandhiji's lawyer friends thought it would be a good idea for Andrews to stay at Champaran and help them. Andrews was willing if Gandhiji agreed. But Gandhiji strongly opposed it. Gandhiji vehemently opposed it. He said to him, Mr. Andrews on this side only because he happened to be an Englishman is wrong. It would show only the weakness of their spirit. They were fighting for a just cause and they should believe in their strength. This incident showed that self-reliance and self-help are most important to achieve any goal. Question number 9. How was Gandhi able to influence lawyers? Give instances. Gandhiji was able to influence the lawyers in several ways. First, he came to know about the size of fees they collected from the peasants to fight their cases in court. He chided them for that. He told them that taking such cases to courts were not good when the peasants were so crushed and fear stricken. And when it was feared that Gandhi might be put to prison, they consulted among themselves. They realized that if Gandhi was totally stranger and yet ready to go to prison for the sake of peasants, it would be shameful for them to go home, since they were not only the residents of the adjoining districts, but also had a claim to help the peasants. Therefore, they decided to follow Gandhiji in jail in Payas. In Champaran, an Englishman, Charles Freer Andrews, became Gandhiji's disciple. The lawyers thought that it would be of great help to them if Andrews remained with them and supported them. But Gandhiji told that it would show only the weakness of their soul to seek help of Mr. Andrews because he happened to be an Englishman. They should learn to be self reliant, and it was the lesson of self reliance. Let's discuss the last question. Question number 10. Freedom from fear is more important than legal justice for the poor. Do you think that the poor of India are free from fear after independence? The episode of Champaran represents the exploitation of the poor Indian peasants by the British planters. At that time, India was under British rule. But even after 70 years of independence, the Champaran everywhere in India. The poor are still exploited by the bureaucrats, money lenders, and politicians. The money lenders charge very high rates of interest from the farmers. No wonder. The incidence of suicides by the farmers are on the rise. Our constitution has given equal rights to all Indians. But in fact, the poor can't enjoy any of those rights given to them by the constitution. They are remembered only at the time of elections. Though they had got political freedom, yet this freedom is shameful. Thank you. Goodbye.